here at the Smiley 4th Annual Smiley Elementary campout. Lots and lots of parents and their kids out for a great night. Kids are playing games all over the place. These are good things. Just for the record, I am still entirely capable of roughing it. But, you know, when you're in the side of the parking lot, why should you? I mean, if God had intended for us to always sleep on the cold ground, he wouldn't have invented the air mattress.
I've wanted to talk about school for a while now, but I wasn't sure where to begin. And then, while walking around watching these kids on swings, kids playing basketball, and kids playing this strange form of foursquare that I couldn't quite figure out, I was reminded of what is most important, and also the reason why educational reform movements are generally doomed to fail, by the words painted on this colorful handball wall: different, brilliant students. Students are brilliant, and not just the gifted and talented, not just the successful athletes or talented artists, musicians, and writers. No, the students that struggle with tasks they don't fully comprehend, and the ones who keep coming in even though the reasons for doing so evade them completely, all have their own brilliance, though it can sometimes be difficult to see because they are all different, each one unique. They're as varied as the tents you see here. Each one serves a purpose, with much in common, but each one also with its own color and style, size and shape adapted in subtle ways to fit different needs and personalities. Moves to reform education rarely take this fully into account. To reform means to form again, and too often carries an idea of returning to some idealized concept which existed at one time, but which has somehow been lost. But even if your intention is to create an entirely new and original form, the chance of reaching an ultimately desirable outcome is slight if you insist on trying to implement one universal form. Education at its best is a dance. The effective teacher is attentive to each subtle change in the music as well as the movements of their partner. And the teacher must be able to both lead and follow, always adjusting for the changes cued by either the student or the world of music they both dance to. Education is at its best a dance, not a military march. And this is why reform movements fail. They count on getting teachers and students not to move to their own natural beats and rhythms, but to conform to some preordained shape that may work for some, even many, but which we must remember will never work for all students with all teachers in all classes. In upcoming videos, I'll speak highly of ideas culled from Rafe Esquith, Kelly Gallagher, and Donalyn Miller, all of which I love, but none of which will ever serve as panacea. Methods I embrace do not always work with every student. I've had students who loved my class and its methods and who got a lot out of it, but I've also had students who hated my class and it didn't serve them well at all. Though all these tents are different, each works well most of the time. Yet in the wrong circumstances, each of them will fail. It is the same in schools. We need, finally, not educational reform, but a continual system of educational rebirth, the development of nearly amorphous institutions that can bend and flex to suit the needs of each combination of student, teacher, and subject matter. Education is incredibly complicated. What works is as varied, again, as this rainbow of tents I've been wandering through. How will you know when you found my class, my educational tent? Just look for the Nerd Fighter. You'll know them when you see them. Till then, all you different, brilliant students and the teachers that dance with them, don't forget to be awesome!